Byron, why do you always have the fucking Golden Gate Bridge behind you?
Why not?
San Francisco lost the fucking Super Bowl, man. Yeah,
What
like
do you want me to tell you?
should get the Gateway Arch in there. That's Missouri. Kansas City's Missouri. They just wrong.
Let's see. What options do I have for virtual background? Let's go to the beach.
Oh, that's where I'll be here in about 3 or 4 weeks.
All right.
Wait.
Well,
Which
while
beach you
you're
going to?
Hawaii.
Nice.
Yep, we're dumping Cooper off with Kayla's parents and going to Hawaii for a week from Easter Sunday, and we'll get back that Friday.
all right,
Nice.
while you're changing your
Just in time
background.
to watch WrestleMania and get pissed off. So,
All right. While you're changing your background, I'm about to take the veil off because we are live on the channel.
well, let me show my face, show my obesity.
Come on, man. Dude, it's Sunday.
Hey, yo.
Let me show you how many chins I can.
Oh my god. All right, let's
Anyone else joining?
that's the reason I made it live because I technically invited everyone. Oh. All right. Oh, shit. Let me take the veil off. All
Nikki,
right.
what's the story with Dawn? Dawn Nicola.
This is actually Nikki's.
Yeah, most of them some big ass glasses.
It goes great with that big ass chin.
Mitch, come on,
I'm
man.
trying. Okay, this is gonna be a fucking bummer. A goddamn podcast. I'm trying to have any sort of fucking happiness. This weekend has been shit.
Happiness is fine, but you got a gym right next to you. Just go.
I'll probably be there on Tuesday.
Oh, there you go.
Podcast, like, hold on. We only need Oso to talk so I can see the screen. Because I can see it off his glasses.
What? Okay, you know what? No, I'll take them off. I'll go old school.
It's awesome.
All right, well,
It's like having 5 monitors.
I'm dead as hell. Well, we're live on the L7C YouTube. As you see, you can see the people who are here for this particular topic. Maybe some other L7C people will join, maybe not. Before we do start, Nikki, Happy New Year. First podcast of the year, kind of. So, hey, how's it going?
Happy New Year to y'all as well. It's going pretty good, 2024, here we are.
Amen, amen. But yeah, you see, we got myself here, we got Byron, we got Nikki, we got Mitch, we got Cedric, we got one half of the Smith Bros, JJ, and today we are talking about Akira Toriyama. Obviously, for people who follow the L7C, Dragon Ball was the very first podcast we've ever had on the L7C. We talk a lot of anime on here, Naruto, things of that nature. So, we follow anime. It came out Thursday night that Akira Toriyama passed away. It came out March 8th. And it was first shared, which I invited him here, but he's not here, by the basketball person of the L7C, Evan Debo. Shared it into our group message. No discredit to Evan, but Evan sharing anything anime related, I thought it was a hoax. So I went to check for myself and then saw it from the official Dragon Ball thing. And then that's when I sent it to Milan and JJ, and then yeah, it was confirmed. He passed away, and then more things came out that he actually did not pass away this past Thursday. He passed away a week ago, on the 1st, and then the family decided to let the news come out a week later, which me personally, I very much respect that. They got a week to grieve on their own without any fanfare, things of that nature. So yeah, here we are. And then I just want to obviously start it off with the Dragon Ball expert of the podcast, Mitch Osso. When the news came out, what were your first initial reactions?
It took a little. It took about 15 minutes to truly start sinking in, because like it was just like complete, just complete disbelief what I was reading. I was waiting for some sort of like April Fool's joke, anything just to come about, and there's more and more people started, reporting the news, and the Dragon Ball people that, the big time people, they started posting stuff saying that it was true, and it wasn't just one or two people, it was everyone. And then yeah, it took a while, because I had called you because it was just complete disbelief. I was sitting in the kitchen eating cereal because I had missed dinner. Um, the news shocked me so much I left the milk out all night. So yeah, that that occurred. But yeah, after like 20 minutes, I started creating my Facebook post, just as my tribute. But I'll be frank, I started crying. I really did. I really did. I got really emotional, and I just that went all the way up until about lunchtime the next day. It was hard. It was very hard. Absolutely unexpected, of course, but most of the time, you don't know when the end comes. So until it's right in front of your face. So you know.
Yeah, and you said you were eating. I was on PlayStation with Byron. We were playing Final Fantasy, talking about some of the stuff in Final Fantasy. And then, so Byron, what were we basically heard at the same time, saw it at the same time.
Yeah, like we were playing. I was in the middle of a mission, and you're like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh, what happened?" Like, I thought it was something in the game, like you were fighting a boss or something. You said, "Evan just posted in our group chat that Akira Toriyama died." I was like, "Excuse me, what is going on?" So then I checked, and I went over Twitter, and I saw the official Dragon Ball Twitter post. I was like, "Wow!" And I was just in shock and disbelief. It was unexpected. 68 years old. He wasn't super old, but wasn't, just a age where, and he died of acute subdural hematoma, which is brain bleeding, which is,
Blood clot in the brain.
yeah, I don't know if it's like, can't imagine what he was going through in like his final moments, because I don't know anything about brain bleeding. Like, I don't know if it's painful or if you just like go quickly, but I can only imagine, his final moments with his family, and man, just makes you sad.
Nikki, what about you, man? What were your thoughts when you first heard the news?
Man, I couldn't believe it because I was at the Blue Jackets game on Thursday, good win, and I get home and I peeped the group message and I saw Evan's message, and it was the initial just like, ain't no way, just like, ain't no way Akira Toriyama is really dead. And then I checked Twitter, and that's when you just see a flood of posts, and that's when I was like, oh man, this really happened. And the first thing I did, poured one up for him, had a drink for him, because that shit was just truly disheartening hearing the first time.
No, and you led the group message and pouring one in, because I'm not a weekday drinker, but I was like, you know what? Today I got to pour one for myself too, and that's all Byron did as well, because I was just sitting there after I was done talking with Mitch and after I got off PlayStation with Byron, just sitting there. I was just like, man, this is something. Cedric, how about you, man? What were your initial thoughts when you first saw the news?
So I was asleep when everyone sent the post out, and I woke up that Friday morning just going through Twitter after catching up in our group chat. Just honestly, I was shocked because I didn't even know he was sick, and so it was just one of those things where it's like it's weighed heavy because of so much that he's contributed to just manga community, anime community, and just the lives of people all around the world. So,
well said. JJ, how about you, man? What were your initial thoughts when you first saw the news?
Yeah, I was pretty sad when you shot me along the group text message. But it didn't really hit me until the next morning when I was at work and I was just like sitting around thinking about it. I was like messing up all day because I'm like, man, I can't believe like he's actually gone. That's kind of nuts. It was, I mean, if I'm being honest with it, it's like almost like Kobe level.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe it's gone type stuff for me, and I was pretty devastated by it. For probably pretty much that next day when I got home, my son's like 1.5. I'm like, you know what, buddy, we're gonna watch Dragon Ball Z all day today. You don't know what's going on? That don't matter. It's important to me. It's gonna be important to you when you grow up. And yeah, like I said, it's you know, I wouldn't without Dragon Ball, without Akira Toriyama, like I wouldn't know you guys. I'll probably me and Milan wouldn't be as great as friends as we are now. I'm very grateful to him for a lot of the stuff he's done for me.
Yeah, and Mitch, do you want to just a quick thing? Mitch, can I read the unless you want to read it yourself because it's your post, but can I read like that first paragraph of your post?
You read, yep, read it all.
Because it kind of goes connectly to what JJ just said. From shaping my childhood, uniting my friends both at elementary school, college, the army, helping me be introduced to my wife, this franchise has had an influence on my life that I am eternally grateful for. And that's the first paragraph. If you want to see the rest, go to Mitch's Facebook, give him a follow. But JJ, you're right, man. I mean, me and Mitch were a random roommate pairing in college in 2010, and Dragon Ball was one of the first things we bonded over. It's like, oh, you watch Dragon Ball? Yeah, I watch Dragon Ball. It's like, oh, and then we were playing at the time, dating our age. We were playing Burst Limit, going at it in our college dorm room. If you want to see when Burst Limit came out, that was a long time ago. But like you said, man, it connected a lot of people. Like, I mean, there was a reason that was the first episode we ever did on this podcast. Hell, if Mitch's episode, if people didn't listen to it, maybe we're not doing this now. Like, maybe we don't branch off to the other animes, like the Naruto What If Battles, or like the Anime League, or like any of the other stuff. So,
It's just crazy how his influence affected so much more than just like what you said. I mean, granted, Dragon Ball was the first podcast that we did on the L7C, so while that kickstarted, like, um, like the inspiration that it provided for our other anime.
and our audio was ass. And people still listen to it. Hey, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, when I first started listening, I was like, Milan, is this audio this bad the whole time?
Oh,
It's better.
Oh, that first one was bad. I was sitting on a couch in a random room in my apartment, kind of trying to make sure I didn't wake up my wife, and I was on my phone, and it sounded like pure shit.
Oh yeah,
But
the first one was rough. It was rough.
but and but it was an inspiration that inspired other animes for Naruto, One Piece. Everyone knows the deal. But then also like the connections that I have, like as Martin said, like him and I, like random pairing roommates at Capital University, and then that's one thing that we started bonded over with Cedric. Um, every time it wasn't Toriyama, but Toriyama inspired, Dragon Ball Abridged. Cedric and I, anytime a new episode would come, Cedric would be working um, on campus at his job. I'd I'd bust into the office. Him and I would watch the 10 to 15 minute episodes of Abridged, and we get a good chuckle out of that, and then I mean it's the end how it affected so many of our lives, whether it be through Dragon Ball or other things. It's just outstanding, amazing, and it's
No, and I mean, Mitch, you said there. Obviously Oda, Kishimoto, and Koopa from Bleach, the big three. They all Bleach's one took a little longer because he was processing and all his brain, which is everyone takes their time to grieve. They all posted their statements, talking about pretty much like they were reading Toriyama's earlier stuff when they were kids. Dragon Ball, when they got to like their older years, it inspired them to make their own shows. I forget which one of them spoke of it. Like, think of it like as a tree. Like Toriyama's like that tree, like a football tree that we talk about. Like the Belichick coaching tree or whatever, or get inspired, whatever. But like, he made his stuff. Those three: Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, they make their stuff. Then they inspire another generation. That generation inspires another generation. And it all started from, because we're talking about some of the biggest, One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto, they're some of the biggest anime in the world. And they're all very accomplished, highly successful movies, everything. And they are heartbroken because it's like, what happens when you lose the person who inspired you to even get into the profession? Who gave you the courage to be like, and I know I shared that joking tweet about Dragon Ball would be the only anime you could say that when you lived in the hood and everyone's like, all right, you're all right. Like those authors were saying, like, Dragon Ball made it cool for kids and adults of all ages to read the manga and read that stuff. And like, Cedric, you've watched the most anime of all of us. You've read a lot. Like, would you see like these other legendary authors and even some of the new school people talking about the influence of Dragon Ball? Like, what's your perspective on that?
I need you to get more specific. What do you mean my perspective?
Like, what are your thoughts, like, seeing all these different anime authors saying they were inspired by Dragon Ball?
It's hard to put into words because it's something that is just factually true. Like, when you watch a ton of different animes, the type of cameo appearances or cameo references that Dragon Ball comes up in many different animes is just without a doubt just like a salute to its influence that it has in that media, in that profession, in that entertainment, that you just cannot avoid. Like, you cannot be a manga reader, you cannot be an anime watcher and sit there and say Dragon Ball does not have a pinnacle, like the pinnacle of influence in that media, in that form. And so it's just factually true when you hear Oda talk about how, and you notice in all their tweets, it's Toriyama Sensei.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't just like, oh, my number one idol or whoever. This guy helped people get into the business.
Mm-hmm.
The creator of Bleach, when he first got denied his first submission for Bleach,
Kubo. Mm-hmm.
Toriyama came back and said, listen, I like what you put out there. Don't give up. And they were hinting at that he had some influence with him getting started. Like, it's just the respect for not only the product that he produced, not only the guidance that he was willing to give, but as well as just always being there in, whether it's manga, whether it's anime, just you can see that throughout how much reference Dragon Ball is in anime and manga.
I agree.
I would say even beyond like anime and manga. Like, I remember growing up as a kid, like seeing it on like there's like episode of like was it Kids Next Door, where like they were pretending to be Dragon Ball characters. Like, a Fairy Odd Parents had like a whole episode about it. Like, even beyond anime and manga, his influence was pretty major.
You can even see it in something like of a show like a Futurama. In case any of you guys have watched any of the new episodes since Futurama came back, there was an episode, it might have been the first or the second episode of the new season that came out, and I forget what they were actually discussing, but they were on a Zoom call, hey, just like us, and Amy was messing with the filters. You know, Byron, I'm making fun of you for your background there.
Oh, shit, he did change it. I wasn't paying attention.
No San Fran anymore. He's on vacation. But no, Amy was messing with the filters, and they were filters of like hats and that stuff. And they had all these different kind of iconic hats and whatnot, but they had Goku's hairstyle on Amy, and the reach just goes further than what I think even us probably truly understand, but I don't think anyone truly does.
Nikki,
yeah, the reach goes so
ahead,
far because we saw multiple countries.
Yeah, I was about to. Yep. I mean, not even
just saluting. Like, it's they have like in the basis that they are saluting, it has nothing to do with manga, anime, entertainment, none of that. Like, oh, fucking cartel stopped because of like It's just wild.
And I want to even elaborate more on like the countries too. Like these aren't coming from like publicists of these countries. These are coming from like the top leaders of these countries. Like this is like, what was it? France, the Ministry of China. There were so many other ones, but I know those were like. It was kind of, and I know
the French president,
French president, yep.
Macron, if I can't pronounce his name right, but also their prime minister, his name's like Gabriel or something like that. He's young as shit. He's like born in '89, so hell, just like us, he grew up probably watching this on his tube television in his house, and but then like what you were just saying, China, the China's government, El Salvador.
El Salvador, that was another one. Yep.
They came out, and Argentina. I don't think their government did anything, but they did they recognized it for a moment of silence. But
yeah, they just did. What was the country? Yeah, in Argentina today, they had 20,000 people pay tribute to him by performing like the raise your hands up for the spirit bomb, 20K on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
Nikki, you're the youngest one here, so and you've watched a lot of the new school stuff. I mean, you and Justin are the two biggest One Piece fans. Like, I know, like when you're seeing all these like authors talking and like seeing some of like the new anime that you watch even pay tribute to like Dragon Ball, like what thoughts go through your head?
It's super dope, honestly, to like realize how big it truly was. Like, Dragon Ball is big, but you don't understand the scope of something like this happened.
No.
Like, I was tracking the impressions on all of Twitter that Thursday because I was stayed up a little bit, and like it had 500,000 impressions or tweets about it in like 2 hours.
And
that's what's truly shocking. And then like seeing anime like refreshing Twitter to see which artist would come out and speak about it, because just to see like what they thought of him, especially because they're younger, how do they compare to people like Oda and Kishimoto and what they thought about him?
Oh, that's a good point. Like when I saw the author of like Spy Family saying how much Dragon Ball influenced their stuff, I was like, oh well, that's nice. And then Nikki, you brought up the impressions, which was really good on you because Toriyama's passing was the #1 trending thing in the world Thursday night. And you might be like, so Thursday night, the State of the Union was going on. And Toriyama's passing was still the #1 trending thing in the world Thursday and Friday. And that's wild. So, and I know with the State of the Union, I know, Mitch, you're a little agitated that our country hasn't said anything.
I've been trying to keep track of the people which I would post something and haven't yet, because it's just kind of mind-boggling. But like, now what I truly expect, maybe like the United States government to truly post something, maybe not. But whenever I see other countries doing it, then it's like, get a freaking clue. Like, if I see France doing it, I see China of all China and Japan, they don't like each other.
Yeah.
And Toriyama crossed that bridge. Like, they call that in like politics, like Japan's soft power is like what you would find. I think is what I'm looking at here. Like, it transcended like geopolitics, and China said, basically thank you for everything you did. But we're sitting here in like maybe not the White House or Biden's Twitter account. Sure as hell not going to be Trump. He ain't going to post shit. But like, I'm surprised I haven't seen anything from like the U.S. Embassy like in Japan. Like, like they're front and center. Like they should be. But no, they haven't posted anything. I can go into a bunch of other people. I'm surprised I haven't seen shit from them, but
we'll get to them. But it also goes to something that Nikki said in our group message a couple of days ago, and Cedric said today. Like, Nikki said, like, how's like Latin America, like Mexico, all that stuff. How are they dealing with? Because people know, like, and Mitch, you shared, like, they don't play around down there when it comes to Dragon Ball. Like, they get real theaters, like they had, and real showings for when Dragon Ball Super was coming out live before, because me and Mitch didn't want to wait for the Crunchyroll translations, we go on Facebook and watch it on Sand TV. God bless him if he's still around. He would have the raw episodes down, but down there, down south, they'd have theaters packed to show like premiere things. And like Cedric said, the cartel stopped. Like they took a break to honor the Mexican car freaking tell.
People make the joke about it, that Goku, he's not a Japanese cultural icon, he's a Latin America cultural icon because of just the overwhelming influence that franchise has. But they had giant watch parties for the finale.
For Goku versus Jiren. Yep.
Mm-hmm. They have posters outside of bars, stadiums, concert venues, and just it's like a UFC fight.
Mm-hmm.
Goku versus Jiren, and just
I got that poster saved on mine.
You don't see that for an anime show, or any show.
The fact the fact a creator of something can garnish that much respect is just like mind-boggling. I do want to say with like the United States news, once it got to like that early morning Friday, and then like Friday morning, you see every big news station talking about it. ABC, NBC, CBS, TMZ, like all of them started, putting the article out there. And I think to like Mitch's thing is like, all right, if our competitors are putting something out, then this is actually like a really big effing deal. We might have to follow suit. So, but no, I lost track of how many people posted stuff that I didn't think. Nikki, I know you're a big soccer fan. I know Patrick's watching because he's commenting down there. I didn't know soccer messed with Dragon Ball like that to this extent.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That AC Milan post, I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, AC Milan, 8.7 million followers on Twitter, posting about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. They've done, I don't think it was Milan, but there are certain fans out there in the, Italian leagues or whatever. I'm pretty sure they've had a whole, Naruto, One Piece, and, Dragon Ball, you know how fans will hold up signs at games and it's a color and it makes something. They do that. They do it for anime out there. I know I've seen Goku ones done by entire stadiums out there.
I knew some I knew, but I didn't know soccer as a whole. I'm pretty sure the MLS was the only official league in America to acknowledge Toriyama's passing.
Yeah, they posted because the crew players did it. Pucho and I forget. I think Ramirez. But they posted their fusion dance celebration.
It's just, I was just like, dang, soccer. All right, well, Mitch, you're gonna have to start respecting soccer more, man.
I might, man. Shout out to them. They do better than freaking Nintendo and McDonald's.
Oh, here it comes.
Anyways, let's stay focused. So, it's funny. I'm going through back to Twitter because anything I saw that paid tribute, I liked it, and it's just you got Kenny Omega wearing Toriyama raised a shirt while cutting promos.
The New Day.
You got where was it? You got PlayStation and Xbox, paying tribute there to Cartoon Network, as well, and KFC, freaking KFC, gave him a shout out, and just wild.
Hey, shout out to my countryman Joel Embiid, paying respect. Gotta shout out
Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, Steven, yeah.
Can't pronounce Vegeta. I can't even really say
Vegeta.
No, you're saying Vegeta.
Goku versus Vegeta. He picked Goku too. That means he doesn't read the manga to see that.
He just said, "Hey, I'm just picking Goku." Then he, like you said, man, he's like, He's like, I don't know anything about Dragon Ball, but I know the creator passed away. I'm seeing millions. Like, it's a big deal. Like, I'm just like, wow, this is.
You wanna know who I haven't checked into? Oh my God, I forget his name. Byron, running back, Saints, used to be for Lions, escaping me.
Oh, Jamal Williams.
Yeah, I need to see what he's
I
up
would
to.
be shocked if he didn't post anything about his passing.
You know, he's like the unofficial spokesperson of anime through the NFL, man. He's just
Hmm.
Wow, that's facts. That is. That is facts. JJ, you talked about how, like, Dragon Ball helped you meet Milan, and then obviously, like, meeting all of us. Like, what do you remember, like, your earliest moments talking Dragon Ball with Milan?
Yeah, we were in college and we worked at this shitty little guard shack job, garden pizzas. So he came in. I was like a supervisor at some point, and he came in. We just said something, and he just said something slight about like Goku or something. Like, oh, you watch Dragon Ball Z? He's like, man, of course I watch Dragon Ball Z. I was like, who's your favorite character? And then, you know, from there, best man at my wedding, brother for life, one half of the Smith boys. Is just from that point on, we talk about Dragon Ball Z at some point almost every day, whether it be Dokkan or when you think Sparking Zero's coming out, or when we're talking to you about it. Like it's a very fundamental part of our friendship for sure.
Byron, how about you, man? Like, in your youth and all that stuff, like, in order, did Dragon Ball help you meet anybody?
Um, Probably, but Dragon Ball's been around in my life for years now, so I'm sure conversations like back in middle school and high school, we probably talked about Dragon Ball Z because it used to come out on Cartoon Networks is when I first started watching. I think first episode I watched was in the middle of the Frieza saga. I was like, oh, this is kind of dope. So then I just continue watching it through the years, and it's become one of my favorite animes that I like watching. Every once in a while, put in an episode of like GT, watch a Baby Saga every once in a while, and but yeah, it's probably helped some of the conversations I've had like when I was younger, and then meeting you all in college and talking about it.
How about you, Cedric?
Meeting people. Yeah, I mean, like in the neighborhood, that was the thing. Like people would talk about what cartoons, what shows are coming on. And Toonami was hot as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball. I first learned about Dragon Ball from my brothers. Like one of my brothers, when they used to live out in Highland Park, out in Canton, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Projects. Yeah, one of his roommates was buying the full DVD season disc collections. I would leave Sunday school because our church that I went to was like right up the hill, right up the street from my brother's apartment. I would leave after Sunday school, be like, I don't want to stay for service. I want to go to my brother's house because I could either watch him play Xbox or I could hopefully watch Dragon Ball. It was a win-win situation. And so that's what really got me in. Honestly, that's what got me into anime because Dragon Ball came, Gundam came, a whole bunch of other shit. There was a brief Inuyasha period, but we don't talk about that much. But that's fine.
podcast idea.
About Inuyasha?
No.
I was gonna say, Mitch, have you ever watched Inuyasha?
It's been a long time, man.
Respectfully, no.
See, like, what? But man, Cedric, I'm glad you brought up Toonami because like when I was getting ready for this, I was looking up all of their lineups from the very like beginning, and obviously the other staple was Sailor Moon. But for people who obviously, if you listen to the podcast, you listen to the NFL part. Usually, I'm the one who brings up like viewership numbers with Aki, and when the Super Bowl happens, companies try and put like their brand new show after it because they know they're gonna get the most views after it, or put their commercials before it, stuff like that. Dragon Ball was no different on Toonami. Like if you go through and you start looking through the shows they debuted after the Dragon Ball slot, Cedric brought one up, Gundam Wing. Another anime, I love that anime. Another one I love, Rurouni Kenshin, first debut after Dragon Ball Z. Another one that came out in the late 90s that they debuted after the Dragon Ball Z slot, when a lot of us here like Yu Yu Hakusho. And then they kept doing it with the Giga. They were Toonami's NFL. They knew everyone was going to come watch. So, hey, you're going to get home a little early. You're going to turn into Toonami anyway. You might as well just either watch this new show before Dragon Ball Z or after Dragon Ball Z. And then, like, I mean, they used to, for the people out there, if you remember those Toonami marathons that they may randomly have, like, on a Saturday or whatnot, they had days where it was all Dragon Ball Z, which is crazy because then they also started getting, a little feisty. I mean, not feisty, but a little spicy. Put their movies in there. Like
I was going to say the movie. I remember the movie marathons.
Yup. So
I remember watching the Dead Zone on Toonami.
I was just watching a clip of that today. That man Garlic Jr. was giving them a little too much work for the first for the first movie. Bill, I'm like, damn. Like,
a lot of faith that Toonami was going to put out something good too, because watching Zoids back in the day.
That debuted after Dragon Ball Z 2. It was on one of the time slots, yeah.
And
Bit
Ronin Warriors.
Hey, shout out to my man Bit.
Ronin Warriors.
Yep, Ronin Warriors debuted after Dragon Ball Z 2. That was another one.
Warriors.
I loved that show. They got disrespected, bro. It's better than what people think it is. That's just me.
It is.
That's just me. But
I actually needed to finish that show. I didn't know how they all. After I saw the white armor, I was like, "Oh, this shit gets dope."
And then you gave up?
Yeah, but
That's when the show actually started getting active.
I know, it started getting active.
And I've tried to look back upon it, and then I see all these reviews, and they're like, "Oh,
That's okay. Say less. It's on Amazon Prime. You okay?
Oh, say less.
Oh, yeah. Mitch is gonna literally type in which episode did the white armor
I'm
debut,
like 95%
and then go
on
from
Amazon
there.
Prime. It's on streaming services because I run across it every now and then.
But there was also a lot of there was other shows that debuted after the Dragon Ball Z time slot, like on Toonami to get views. Speaking of one of the goats of mine, Batman the Animated Series with Kevin Conroy debuted on that time. Like the Justice League show, Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond, man.
Yeah, debuted after the Dragon Ball Z slot. Tenchi in Tokyo. I don't know why that one is.
Oh yeah, you know Tenchi Muyo.
Oh yeah, I don't know why they gave it two. Wait, are they two different?
Because
series?
he has several different series. He has several different series.
Okay, that makes sense. And then like the Justice League show, like there was just I already said Powerful Girl, but there was just Superman the Animated Series. Like you said, Mitch, they trusted Dragon Ball Z because it was their highest rated show. I even saw there was one time in 1999 where it was the highest watched cable television show that day on a Monday with Monday Night Football in 1999, and that is Stone Cold Steve Austin, WWF.
Yeah.
So,
You're fighting Stone Cold and winning.
that
Monday Night Football.
That 5 o'clock slot, man.
Game was.
It probably was ass.
Come on, man. It's 99 though. You can't have ass games on there. Like you have to pick people
That's
that
true.
everyone wants to watch.
That's true. I mean, because I'm just sitting, I was like, damn, bro, y'all. I wonder who the commissioner was back then. Because he was like, bro, we're getting cooked by a cartoon? Like, we gotta pump the product
that
up.
commissioner too in his glasses. Who the hell? What is his name?
Glasses.
Yeah, he looked like a David Stern knockoff.
That's crazy. But no, it was.
R.I.P.
But no, like we've already said, it was just a big gateway. Like that, like I'm just looking at January 1st, 2021. They had a New Year's Day marathon from 12 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. of Dragon Ball Z, just straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you see some of these lineups that they used to put out there, when Ronin Warrior, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Tenchi, Batman, Superman, then they'll switch it up, put some Outlaw Star, G, like, bruh. These kids, man, that's one of these old man. These kids don't know Prime Toonami, man. And Toonami, they acknowledged Toriyama as well, obviously, but
well, yeah, he made all their money.
that is facts. That is facts. His thing built the Built the studio they're in.
I don't know if it then helped build or at least it just, helped prop up even like Adult Swim,
Oh,
you know, because whenever they started shifting Adult Swim to, more, mature rated shows and whatnot, yeah, just, um, it's funny because we're talking about Zoids and all these other shows, but like, I didn't watch it too much, but if it wasn't for Dragon Ball, I would have never watched something like Aqua Teen Hunger Force because like it's midnight. There's Dragon Ball and there's Aqua Teen coming right afterwards. And
hey
I'm like,
man, you
what
get
the
it.
hell's this flying meatball and this milkshake going around here with all this pretty talk going on?
Murray, you get enthralled, bro, because like when Cedric brought up Big Cloud, I was there, the first episode after Dragon Ball Z, he was like, oh, I'll watch this. I was like, all right, man, this Big Cloud, he ain't doing it. But then I saw Liger Zero, I was like, oh, I'm intrigued. All right, let's go.
Robots? These are robots fighting?
These are robots fighting. I was like, all right,
animals?
I'm
Like,
intrigued.
Animals? Oh, Lord. Okay. I can get along with this.
I mean, Dragon Ball Z was the reason I kept watching every Gundam series, because when Gundam Wing ended, I was like, all right, I'm done with this. And then, like, G Gundam happens, I was like, fuck you.
And I'm back.
I'm back. And then that ended, and then they showed the original Mobile Suit Gundam, like, Amuro, and I'm like, whatever, I'm back. Like, why am I going to change the channel? Why not? Like, then they knew what they were doing, man. And
I'm gonna say something funny and maybe asinine, but I don't know. But I start to ponder now
you're about to say
if
something stupid.
Adult Swim Dragon Ball Z is is how I discovered those Girls Gone Wild commercials.
Hey, yo.
And that right there, when we now have lost all type of connectivity.
Bro,
honestly,
what?
That has nothing. Like, what are you even talking about?
Ah!
When you said wild, I didn't know you were about to go that way.
Hey, yo.
Like another show,
Right.
Like you, what? You said the girls.
Thanks, Toriyama. I appreciate you introducing me to
Hey, yo.
Oh my god.
You
that's
really just said
wild.
thanks, Toriyama, for introducing me to softcore porn.
Hey, yo.
Well, he technically introduced Goku to it.
Okay.
Listen, let's not get into that because Goku didn't even know what he was fucking doing for real. My man said, "Wait,
don't get me started on that. This ain't the time because I'm starting getting hot.
But no, also, I don't think you could give Tanami or Adult Swim that one. That was just your pervy thoughts as a teenager.
Yeah, that's just channel clicking. That's all.
Oh dang. I'm.
Oh, man. There we go.
Man, because we talk. I know I bring this up a good amount. Like I remember, we went to go see Resurrection F. It was the first time I ever went to that theater near Ohio State. Mm-hmm. And you just with your friend group. I'm like, all right, there's gonna be no one in there. Like we're gonna be able to get good seats. I was just like, who else is coming to watch a Dragon Ball Z movie Saturday mid-afternoon?
Yep, like 2:00. It was like middle of like I don't remember if there was a sporting event in college or anything like that, but it was smack dab right in the middle of the day in Columbus, Ohio on Saturday.
We're like, all right, we'll go. We don't have to buy seats early. It's Dragon Ball Z. Who's gonna come watch
a Marvel movie?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's just like we go in there and we have to sit on the floor.
Yep.
Because the place is packed, and I'm like, every time I'm like, wait, are you people like Dragon Ball? Yeah, we sat up close to the front. There were people on the floor.
People sitting on the stairs.
There's people there. Well, granted, like it's also Gateway. Like, no offense to Gateway, it's a nice little cozy little theater.
It was my first experience there.
It's not like a large theater either, but like it was definitely over capacity.
If
I was shocked.
If came in there, that would have been shut down.
Shit.
Dude, I was shocked because I was like, where are you people here? Because it's like next to Ohio State. I was like, aren't y'all supposed to be drinking somewhere? Like
they did. They drank in Gateway.
Fair. Clever. Fair enough. But it just shocked like seeing the reach, and I remember picking up Dragon Ball Fighters and the premiere. And I was like, all right, no one's gonna be here at GameStop. But I'm like, why are there people outside? And they're just like, oh no, I'm picking up this game. And every time I'm like, I always forget that there's people outside of my friend group who actually like really, really care about this stuff. I remember when Nicky, he went to go see the Broly movie, and he was just like, this shit's gas.
Oh, bro, it was at Gateway as well. That shit was packed. I couldn't believe it. Like if we didn't get there early, we legit would have been sick with the seats. We would have been stuck front row. I was shocked because we got it. I think we went on a Thursday at like 8 or something, or maybe a Friday at 8, and that shit was packed. And you could tell just like walking in, like, oh, these motherfuckers is waiting to go see Broly.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, all of these movies too, because I remember when Byron went to go see Superhero. Byron's like, "Oh, this is crazy."
Yeah, that was my first time seeing an anime movie in theaters. I was like, "Oh shit, this shit's packed." I was not surprised. I think I went on a Saturday at like matinee time, so like 11:30, 12, and that bitch was packed. I was like, "Oh, okay, we doing this then."
Hold on, you didn't go with the see Mugen Train?
Mm-mm.
He saw that on TV.
Oh damn, nigga, you missing out.
Now Byron's
I think
thinking.
Mugen Train was my first. Yeah, I think Mugen Train was my first, and then Dragon Ball Superhero was my second.
Yeah, Mugen Train was in 2021, and then Dragon Ball Z that was a year after.
Mugen Train, but so Superhero was my first Dragon Ball.
There you go.
In theaters.
I was gonna say, I was like, damn, man. Yeah, man, you sleeping on the anime movies in theaters, man. That's just hype.
Oh yeah, I go every time now. I went to go see One Piece Red in theaters.
That the gateways, man. The gateways, and there's so many like just JJ. What's some of your favorite memories of like Dragon Ball?
Overall memories, I would say the fights. Like they were, especially as a kid. Like I say it every time someone asks me what my favorite anime is. I say Dragon Ball Z is my favorite anime. I know it's not the best anime in the world. I know it has not the best storylines, but it means the most. And I would say it's the reason because of that. Those fights were crazy. Frieza versus Goku was crazy. 19 versus Vegeta. Just the big epic fights were always something that always interests me. Even like the filler episodes, I didn't mind that much. The best filler episode of all time is in Dragon Ball Z. It's Goku and Piccolo go get their driver's license. Like it's.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Just stuff like that. That's all that matters. That's what I love about Dragon Ball. Just things like that.
S tier filler right there. That driver's license.
That was my
and the
Halloween
baseball.
costume of the year with Piccolo's fucking fit from.
I can't believe this man. Chi-Chi got that man in jeans.
Bro, that shit is hilarious.
You got Piccolo in a backwards baseball cap.
Yeah, because you gotta hide the antennas.
Goku on it, and his shirt was Post Boy.
Oh shit! What about you, Byron? What are some of your favorite Dragon Ball memories?
Definitely watching. Let's go Super Saiyan 3 for the first time. And that was hype. I watch that clip every once in a while because that's one of my favorite moments. Like JJ said, Vegeta versus Android 19, him ripping his arms off, that got me hyped. And then of course Goku going Super Saiyan 4. So probably like top 3 moments of the series.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 was a school stopper. That one was a school stopper. How about you, Cedric?
My favorite moments, honestly, I'm going to date myself with this too, is the tournaments. And with world tournaments, like even back with the original Dragon Ball series, all the world tournaments, the comedy, like the little jokes in there that would be there, just comedic relief is just beautiful. Like the fact that you have Krillin in a fucking white suit trying to tell Chi-Chi about what happened. He's like worried about what he's going to tell her. Is like, I don't really know how to do this, so he's going to wear a fucking white suit to go tell this woman that her husband's dead. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's going to work or some shit. Like, it's just like stuff like that. Like, novelty things that always kept me watching. The fights, classic. Even the end of GT.
Oh, GT has the best ending. Period. You that ending when they're talking like Goku's journey and like that hurts.
Not the Goku Jr., Vegeta Jr., but just him getting on Shinra and leaving.
Well, when they're like that part, and then like with Goku Junior Vegeta, fuck them. But but when like Pan sees her grandpa, and like you hear the narrator talk about the story of the Dragon Balls, and like you see like that end, and it's like he's leaving, and you're just like, dang, this really like this that's a finale. And then we didn't get any.
I ain't gonna lie, like that's like GT up until like besides like the Shenron fights, like the Mega Shenron and all that stuff, that shit was fire. It was like I'm watching this because I like Dragon Ball Z. Like I'm getting through this because I like Dragon Ball Z. And I'm praying to God that there's some moments.
I got Milan watching GT through the first time. I'm like, buddy, listen, the first 20-something episodes are bad. If you want to watch them, go for it. I would skip straight to the baby fight, and then you can start from there. Maybe skip 17 if you want.
Hey, it was like it was like one of your things, JJ, and like one of Byron's best moments is like when you're chilling watching that stuff, and you're like, the premise of the baby thing is like, all right, this person hates the Saiyans because the Saiyans smoked this whole race. Makes sense. Saiyans live on Earth, gonna take over Earth, whatever. Then everyone's getting cooked. You're like, damn, what they about to do? And then you see Super Saiyan 4, you're like, hold up. Who are you? Like,
yeah.
And you're like, all
right,
right,
was the best transformation series to me.
I mean, it made the most sense. Like, it combined everything from what Vegeta said in early Dragon Ball Z about the Super Saiyan being in the Grade 8 form, and the Elder Kai knowing about Super Saiyan 4 tied to like the original Super Saiyan, and like you had to be a Super Saiyan Guild Grade. It was the perfect form. I mean, that's when I was like, damn, I'm back. I'm back. And then the Shadow Dragon thing, like Cedric said, that was dope because it put all of their decisions had consequences, and it came to fruition. It's like, y'all were using the Dragon Balls for some stupid ass shit.
Oh yeah, man. Oolong asked for some panties. That's what I was like, really? Understand their frustration. I remember when this motherfucker really asked for Bulma's panties. I was like, oh my god. Like, we have this method. Like, if I was a dragon, and it's like y'all again. Like, y'all niggas again? Like, haven't y'all solved y'all problems yourself? Like, how have y'all not learned not to get to this point?
Bro.
What the fuck am I fixing for you now? Like,
that's basically what Piccolo was saying this time with Bulma.
Well, Elder Kai went off on them during the Kid Buu fight. He's like, y'all just can't be wishing this shit away. Like, there's consequences. And like you said, like, bro, imagine if the Shadow Dragons came in like Supers. Like, bro, Bulma, you're the smartest person on the planet, and you wishing for BBLs? And now you put the whole universe at risk? Come on now. Like Mitch always says on the thing, great ideas, just poor. Some of the stuff just wasn't executed the best at that time.
The fights were okay. I didn't mind the fights, but everything else in between just
Shadow Dragons and Super Saiyan 4 is goated. And obviously, they gave the greatest Dragon Ball video character of all time, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Yeah, that was real.
That's a cheat code.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Vegeta cheated to get there, but it's
fine. Yes, it pays to have the smart wife.
I mean, Vegeta does is cheat to get to these transformations.
Ain't that your guy?
He got the Super Saiyan 2 the legitimate way. He went to the time chamber, went through some pain. Okay, it wasn't his fault that he didn't know there was another level after that.
That is crazy, bro. Every time like I watch Goku go Super Saiyan 3, like Byron's thing, and like the whole universe saw it happen. Like, they felt it. I couldn't imagine being Vegeta in Otherworld seeing that shit.
Like, what the hell is this?
I just can't imagine him saying, like, I gotta sit down here in hell and watch this bullshit.
What up, guys? What up, people in the chat? What's going on? What about you, Nikki? What's some of your favorite moments?
The first one that really sticks out is Future Trunks pulling up for the first
time. Yeah!
Frieza and Cooler, or whatever the fuck.
King Cold.
Yeah.
He was big, too. I was like, damn, bro.
He was soft.
He called Trunks a wretch, and they got smoked.
Have you guys seen the video of, like, the Future Trunks versus, like, Meta Frieza and King Cold, but, like, from the Dragon Ball Super point of view, where, like, it's instantaneous, like it doesn't last nearly as long. So like it's like a cameraman sitting back watching it. It's just like he blasts, Frieza jumps up, Trunks is there, cuts him, blasts him. That's it. It's like instant instead of it being like a long drawn out thing. It's like a 10-second fight,
bro,
in real time.
That episode had this because I know Crunchyroll wasn't around like back. Like there wasn't any of the stuff that we have now. So like you watch that episode in Toonami, and you're waiting to run to school to talk to your friends. When Trunks really hit that man with "You're about to fight a real Super Saiyan," and I'm not talking about Goku, we're all like, Who the fuck you talking about, Vegeta?
Vegeta's face when that boy's hair turned yellow. Oh,
Bro.
oh God.
Bro, I was like, oh, my mom was like, what are you screaming about? And she's like, that Dragon Ball.
Bro,
Like,
another top moment nobody said. Super Saiyan 2
Teen Gohan,
and Team Gohan.
The Awakening.
That shit might be my all-time favorite moment.
That's man, the narrator at the end of that saying Cell's about to fight a warrior 11 years in the making, man.
Real as fuck.
Man,
Real.
Cedric and Nikki, I'm surprised you didn't bring out your boy, Jiren.
Oh, bro. That was on a level.
Look, my feelings on Super are different.
I know.
It's okay.
But I know y'all both rock with Jiren heavy, though.
Yeah, I do fuck with Jiren, though. I fuck with Jiren's, I guess, overarching, like, his character mentality, which I enjoyed for Super because it was like, it really took all this far for them to introduce this type of, like, mentality where he's like, look, man, I'm here for justice for all and all this stuff. So if they're telling me that I have to save my world by beating y'all, so be it. I really don't give a damn. Like, we strong this way, so we gotta do it.
Yeah, they are. He was. Oh, man. Mitch, what about you, man? What are some of your favorite Dragon Ball moments?
So in terms of, the action stuff, okay, I'm gonna break it up a little bit, be a little geeky. When Goku arrived on Namek and smoked the Ginyu Force,
Hey, yeah.
That was nice.
because I mean Vegeta had made such strides since arriving there, beating up on everyone, almost dying to Zarbon, but then getting the Zenkai boost, and then you just didn't think that they had a chance, and like they can't beat Raccoon, and yet Captain Ginyu is way significantly stronger. Then all of a sudden Goku just mops the floor.
Bro, Raccoon broke Gohan's neck. Gohan was
Yep.
like 5. Out here,
Yep.
Gohan was out here fighting.
So like there's that. I'll give a shout out because he's not here, but I know it's a big one for him. But Justin with Vegeta's final flash against Cell.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like that power up for like 5
I was
straight
just
minutes.
watching that 2 days
Just
ago.
the epicness.
Oh,
of
man.
The oh shit version is the greatest thing ever.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's real. It's fantastic. When I actually remember as a child when Cell first showed up in Gingertown and Piccolo shows up there, and Piccolo's like, I can sense Goku and Frieza and Vegeta, and I'm like, I had to have been, I don't know how young I was. I remember pacing back and forth in front of my computer or TV with my hands behind my back, like pondering, like, who could have the
Mm-hmm.
empathy of all these people? Like, I'm trying to fucking solve E = MC squared, fucking trying to figure out this shit. Um, but those were memorable moments that people, just haven't mentioned. You guys have pretty good moments. Actually, the one I didn't appreciate it while I was younger. Um, I didn't appreciate Dragon Ball as much because Z was what I first watched. So then trying to go back to Dragon Ball, it, it it's a different show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for those
Yes.
first
Yeah.
those first 4 seasons until King Piccolo arrives,
Bro, you
and you
started
have to
fucking
understand
shit
that
up.
as it builds up the franchise. So when Goku is fighting against the Red Ribbon Army and he's running train on them, um, one of my favorite moments was whenever he was actually fighting Morasaki, the ninja
Mm-hmm.
who was employed by the Red Ribbon Army, and it was a very well. While he was a very intimidating character and very, deadly, there were some comedic moments in that fight where Gohan finds, little pornography like um, magazines in Murasaki's hut, or when um, Murasaki's trying to hide as a ninja, show his ninja skills, he hides in the water, and he has I don't know what it is, but he has like I don't want to say a bamboo stick, but he has some sort of
It's a
apparatus.
bamboo shoot.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. You see, you guys are geniuses. I'm stupid, but he's
Put it on the whiteboard.
he's using
That's
it-
crazy. That's crazy.
But he's using it to breathe underwater while he's hiding from Goku. And Goku goes inside, grabs his boiling hot pot of water, his tea kettle, and he goes and he just dumps it down to his throat. It introduced me to the funny side of Toriyama's work that I had I had missed for a lot of my childhood, just with all that incredible action sequences of Z. So those are some of my memorable moments.
Man, y'all named a lot of good ones. Byron named 3 and 4. Cedric brought up the tournaments. Nikki brought up Super Saiyan 2. Like, man. Sometimes, like, when they were really hitting with some of the dialogue, like, you just sit back and it's like, damn. Like, Majin freaking Vegeta. That boy was spitting that whole arc. Like, man. Like, when he hit that, what do you know, a meaningless? Oh, my God. Like,
That was the thing. He had all that energy, that hatred building up, and you knew it. It wasn't like he just sprung that out of nowhere, and you like, what are you talking about? That was built up through 200 episodes for 7 seasons, and
bro,
just,
he called Gohan a half-breed son when he was pimp slapping Goku. Like, he's like, bro, Vegeta, bro, had some of the best quotes, bro. Like, I know, like, with the influence-wise, like, I remember when I saw Vegeta yelling at the rain, making it stop, I was like, damn, I could do that, too. So I went out there. That didn't work. But that man's like,
Wow.
I did all of this to become a Super Saiyan, and I got tossed around by some android. Like,
When he
Dude,
beat one
Vegeta-
like 10 seconds sooner or earlier.
Bro, Vegeta's like lines sometimes just pure comedic value though.
Oh, yeah.
What is this, Super Saiyan bargain sale? Like,
bro, yeah. Like, oh my, like, he used to really just spit. I'm just like,
just like they say in WWE, though, it's really easy to be a heel. You just talk shit. It's just really easy to do. And Vegeta, he just the epitome of it. Him and like Seto Kaiba,
Like,
so good.
Yeah,
bro,
so
they,
it's kind of a
they used to, man, he used to really, like, go, and, like, like, especially
Toriyama
just back
actually thought
then.
about killing off Vegeta.
Man,
You know?
sometimes it's the people you want to get rid of who become, like,
yeah,
the most popular person. I know we talked about at the end of last year how Tommy wasn't supposed to be there as long as he was he was there.
VR Trooper contract.
Like,
He's supposed to be a VR Trooper.
like
Yeah,
sometimes
but then
things
fans
just.
send in those letters, but like, yeah, we gotta keep, buddy.
Oh yeah, Simon's like, we got money. We got money to make, okay? We got money to make.
Oh yeah, there's money to be had here, but no, there's just so many, like, I mean, y'all just named a lot of them, like, but there's just so many more. Just
The 2020 sucked, man. We've lost a lot of anime, manga, like we've lost a lot of those people in these last 4 years. Like,
none of
I'm
natural
sorry.
causes. That's the thing that's getting me. None of natural causes. Like Takahashi, creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, he died because he saved people's lives. I mean, that's not a natural cause, but and then he just had the blood clot, and then I don't know how Berserk's author died, because I know he died. Because
I forgot about that too. Yeah.
yeah, he died as well. Guts, this guy, but it's just sad, and it's also one of those things too. Like when you see it, like 68, like it's not old, but it's older, but it's like he's our parents' age ranges.
Like Toriyama lived a life, but his life wasn't done.
Yeah.
He had plenty of time to. But
And I know we talked about like the influence he had on other his work had an influence on the other authors and stuff, but like just pop culture in a general sense, like there's a lot of people who work out and their main inspiration was Dragon Ball Z. Like there's a lot of athletes on like a lot of bodybuilders, a lot of like fitness cosplayers who like cosplay as like Dragon Ball characters are working out, stuff like that, and I mean, I've listened to a lot of the YouTubers. They don't sugarcoat it, man. If Toriyama didn't create Dragon Ball Z, they don't have jobs. I mean, the people who do this for a living, like, and talk about Dragon Ball and talk about all these different animes, like, it didn't exist. They don't know what the hell they'll be doing.
It's crazy to think about, like, how big of a cultural impact it is, just like on my life in itself. Like, if it wasn't there, like, I would say Dragon Ball out of, like, is a top 3 fandom for me. It might be number 1 between that, wrestling, and basketball or something else, video games. It's just like, I don't know, without that, like, I don't even know if I like wrestling, like,
Yeah, no.
that's crazy to think about, like, without it, how different it's not significant, like, I'm sure, like, I'll grow up and find something else that I love or something like that, but, like, it's how big of an impact it is on my life just as a fan of it.
And Patrick's in the chat saying, Kamehameha is seen everywhere, which is very true. The fusion dance, even though a lot of people fuck it up, is seen everywhere.
A bunch of bad soccer players would be running around in case that fusion dance actually worked.
And then, like, when Toriyama's passing, and it has, like, troll Twitter accounts even breaking character, like, acknowledging it. I know Byron, Cedric, and Nikki know the Geo, big One Piece troll on Twitter. He even broke character. He's like, man. Because he'll say the dumbest shit. Like, One Piece has the most iconic transformation ever. And then he was just like, dang, I can't even do it. Dragon Ball Z had Super Saiyan's the most iconic transformation ever, the Kamehameha. And everyone's like, damn, bro, you break a character, you good?
Right. Then a week later, he'll be back to his old trolly self. But yeah, I saw that. I was shocked. I was like, well, yeah, gotta pay respects.
He had to break out of his character, man. He's like, damn. This, that, and like all the memories of like the video games playing like Budokai with your friends or by yourself. I mean, to this day, spinning fucking Radix in the damn thing in Budokai 1 is one of the hardest things in history.
Right at the beginning of the game too, it was freaking.
Bro, I had to tell my parents I need a memory card. They're like, "What's a memory card?" I'm like,
to
save the game
without the memory card.
I was like, no, because if I beat it and I don't have a memory card, it won't save and I have to do it again. They're like, okay, then just do it again.
I remember I beat it without the memory card, and then I was like, wow, I really do need a memory card.
Bro, yes.
It was so painful.
Bro, that was hell. I was like, why are you putting in the first game?
Right.
Man, I had that on GameCube. Our young people don't even know what the fuck a GameCube is. So...
Shit, I remember trying to play Dragon Ball, the Legacy of Goku on Game Boy Advance. The game was hard as dicks. I couldn't fucking walk through the mountains without getting my ass kicked.
By a wolf?
I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, why can't I not fly or go Super Saiyan? And this fucking puppy dog in the goddamn mountains just obliterating me.
Bro, I mean, the games of... There's a lot of people who weren't even, like... We were introduced to it by Toonami, like... But there's a lot of people who were introduced to it by the games. Like, by these games, like, Fighters, the Xenoverse. Like, it's the fact that the main story gets retold in so many different ways. The games still sell.
Yeah, still sell. Like, Kakarot just came out a couple years ago, and it sold millions of copies. And it's just a retelling of Dragon Ball Z. and then compared to, like, Xenoverse 2 or Fighters... I mean, Kakarot only sold like 5 to 6. Both of the other two are in the 10s. Like, and that's a failure in Dragon Ball.
And you wait till Sparking comes out.
Oh man,
Sparking's gonna sell. Fuck it. As long as they have their infrastructure ready for their servers.
That's a real good point, Cedric.
They'll be perfectly fine. They can sell 20 million copies.
I'm buying 2.
Wait, why are you buying 2?
One for PC, one for PlayStation.
So Byron, you buying 3? Byron got 3 game systems.
I do, but it's starting to come out on Switch.
Byron buying 4.
Oh yeah,
Byron buying 4 because he's got a computer.
Yeah.
I'm just buying for the PS5.
Mitch, you gonna buy the game, man? You gonna fight? Patrick even brought up one of his memories of how you special beam cannon his ass in Xenoverse.
Yeah, just Patrick can learn the game and be good at the game. Like Oh, shit, get Patty Boy.
So let me break apart your question.
That was the
because
first person you played that you knew outside of me, right? In like a
yeah,
Dragon
other
Ball
than
game.
my
Yeah.
friends from back home. So, so will I buy the game when it actually comes out? I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure if I will, only because I am so focused on my masters right now that like I would probably buy it but not play it until like I got the shit done because I'm going to be doing a capstone right when that game comes out almost.
We don't even know
But
when it's coming out.
Right.
isn't it coming out like this year? Don't we have a
No,
date?
it's just
Yeah,
a
but
get.
they don't have a date.
They don't have a date.
Like, didn't they say Christmas?
Bro, who? Wait, what are your? Bro, who you listening to?
pretty
You
sure
listen to
that's
Chronicles?
Oh, now.
There's a lot of shit. I know the Switch 2 comes out next year, so maybe they're waiting for that. But anyways.
Oh,
When's your capstone due?
Technically, I'll be working on it. My final term will be like spring of 25.
bro, you got time.
You know how many months is in the spring technically?
Well, I mean, I got to complete it by June 30th of 2020.
Oh my god. Okay, you're good.
You're
be fine.
good, bro.
Right. Do you have?
I know I'm getting it. Shit. I know everyone
You
here.
said
Hop
by
off this,
June.
it's back to doing
That's-
masters, let me tell you.
You say
But anyways,
spring, those are college terms, but that's summer.
Right.
I mean, again, my favorite
well,
thing
it
on
starts
all
January.
fighting all fighting games is seeing Byron play. That's my favorite thing.
It is my favorite. It has become one of my favorite things because I'm probably going to buy Tekken. I need Byron to start streaming because I want to see how Byron moves in Tekken.
And Byron gets pissed, bro. Byron gets so mad.
I know I am ass at fighting games.
No, it's not even that.
No, it's not that. It's the fact you
it's not,
get
like-
mad,
like-
bro.
I just, yes, you get upset. Your type of angry is like the contrast is like Oso's type of angry because Oso's like just raging hot red piss angry. Like you're just like, man, fuck. Like I can't tell if you're like mad or not just by your voice.
Like that one time where before your internet decided to not be internet, when you were playing Storm with us, and like you were fighting JJ, and I know me and Cedric were thinking the same thing, and we're in different places. Like, damn, is Byron gonna press the block button? Like Byron's allergic to blocking,
Hey, sometimes you have all offense, no defense.
bro.
Just
Byron
pass,
has no
break.
the block button not on his controller. He doesn't block.
I don't.
I don't
I
need
just
it.
want to be aggressive, and it never works out for me. But I keep doing it.
Out of all the things in your life, you want to fight aggressively. Like,
That's the only time I can.
Like, because it feels like his strikers. Because Byron keep running that to team of 3 and he's the healer. And he be flying in to attack somebody knowing damn well they must have cooked his ass.
Damn
bro.
well.
But no, those games introduced a lot of people, like Budokai 3, the Tenkaichi
Yes.
series. I mean, like,
Oh, there was nothing more enjoyable than, or even more frustrating than, like, for example, in Budokai 3, trying to just go through the advanced world tournament whenever you had to win, like, 5 matches, 5, 6, 7 to win the thing. Because all of a sudden, when you get to the semifinals and the fucking computer wants to put Kid Buu up against you, and Kid Buu
Yeah.
fucking OP
oh,
for
bro,
no
he was a piece of
goddamn reason.
shit. There was no reason he had, bruh. Okay,
I mean, oh my god, he was such a douche. God.
bro, I
But
saw
not as
real
much of
fights
a douche
happen.
as the Kid Gohan in Burst Limit. Kid Gohan Burst Limit had a small hitbox, so you were fucking Broly and you were punching 10 feet above his head. It didn't register. Then he punch you in the dick and fucking kill you. Anyways,
You're right, man. Because I remember like doing the tournaments with my friends back home, and like, you have like unwritten rules. Like, no one picks Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. No one's like. But then, like, you have the one person like, I'm gonna be Gogeta, and you all just stare at him like, really, bitch? Really? like, really, dude? Like, we're all just gonna have fun.
The Shenron comes out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to say, yep. That's when Kid Buu comes out.
See, then everyone
be
starts
Gogeta,
getting their
you be
people.
Vegito?
Mhm. Yeah,
Like,
you
once
just
start
like,
doing those fuse modes. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. I'll be Kid Buu.
I'm
Super
like,
Saiyan
dang,
2
bro.
Gohan.
Yep. So, shit. I was like, all right, we gonna be cheesing people. All right, when I'm fast as shit and you can't see me, no pun intended. All right then, and you get that super Kamehameha to the face. But nah, those tournaments with your friends, man, like,
but Martin, that never stopped you from freaking picking Vegeta all the damn time in Burst Limit.
oh, that was simple because I wanted you to lose. So, like, I didn't want to lose to you. What? I'm
Vegeta
sorry, you
only-
picked the main character. Bro, the game had like 12 people on the roster. And you picked the
no.
main character.
No, Vegeta's moveset was bullshit because whenever you picked anyone else, all of their special attacks. Okay, so if you were thinking of like a player, like the attack was like linear, straight line, it was like one lane. But you know how your player you can strafe. So you
Mm-hmm.
can kind of circle around them. Like each time they would move, that's like a different lane of attack. So it's an easy way to dodge. Well, Vegeta's Final Flash it was a triangle. It took up
Yeah.
3 lanes. So if you tried to dodge by strafing, it didn't fucking matter. So then Martin here thinks that that's going to be the way in which he's always going to piss me off playing burst limit, and I'm just trying to stick to my roots here and be Goku. And
You
fucking,
could have picked Vegeta, dude.
I had pride. I had pride,
He's
man.
your favorite character.
He is, but like when it came to the video games, it was always Goku.
See, that's a you problem.
It's a you problem.
That is a you problem.
You had to eat that
Yeah,
Final
disrespect.
Flash, and then you had to buy dinner. It's okay. It's okay. It built the.
I'll buy dinner anyways. Who would kid? But anyways,
And then we were talking about like, well, JJ brought up how like how him and Milan like met and all that stuff, and like became like best like Milan was the best man at JJ's wedding. Shit, that happened with us too, Mitch. I should have brought up whooping your ass in burst limit. I missed something, man. Should have brought that up with my speech.
When me and Milan worked at that guard shack, I used to have that Gimes, you know what that is? Like it's a briefcase with like a screen inside of it. You can put like your PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2. I had the Budokai HD collection when it came out on PlayStation 3.
Yep.
Every Sunday the place we worked at was closed, so I'd bring it in and we just play Budokai 3 for hours while we were just working.
Oh man.
Yeah.
If that game ever came back out for PS5,
Oh
remaster,
my
I
god.
probably would purchase it.
Yeah, Byron, you have to get the work,
Right.
bro.
That's fair. You know I'm asset.
I actually
Running
still
me
have
fighting
down.
games.
I actually still have that disc. I think I could probably on Xbox.
Bro,
I think
Tenkaichi 3 is like $100.
Oh no, I
Like,
thought we were talking.
no, I'm just saying in general. Like in general. Like these Dragon Ball games cost a lot of money now, but man.
JJ or anyone, did you guys play Budokai 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one where
I
it was
did.
a board game?
Yes.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Goku was ass because they made his energy like disappear 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It was kind of realistic, but yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm-
Yeah!
I got them all, baby. I got them all.
Oh yeah, the hollow one, man.
Yeah, that's the
fire, bro.
hollow.
That shit.
Hey, I used to use the back in the day, really, for the young folks. Video games used to actually come with like the books inside of them. I used to use that for reading class. Be like, damn, I'm learning this combo. Teach, punch, punch, kick, kick, E.
Oh,
Let's
my
go.
God. Oh,
you ain't hip to that.
Punch, punch, kick, E.
Yeah, that's
Man.
weird. No, I remember playing Budokai 2. I actually borrowed it from my friend Clint, and I never returned it until Budokai 3 came out, and he was so pissed. Just like
Mitch, you
Wow.
gave Patrick a quiz on Dragon Ball to prove that he actually watched the series?
me?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
he said
we
in the
both did
chat.
that. Yeah,
That's
he
what
did really well. Yeah, he did extremely well.
Well,
Hey, you gatekeeping Dragon Ball?
Yeah, he says that with his glasses on, like he a true teacher. Listen, parent teacher conference. He did extremely well. He did exceedingly well. He did
because
past
I- because
satisfactory.
at the time, I'm like-
let me tell you guys.
oh, shit.
Well, it was just kind of surprising out of nowhere because, like, Martin and I, we talk about Dragon Ball all the time, and I felt like Patrick would never contribute to any of our conversations. And then one day he mentioned something, and I forget how it all started, but we're like, here's a link for a fucking quiz. Tell me what your score is. It's like 20 questions, and he gets like 18 right or something like that. And I'm like,
Wait, did you watch him take the quiz?
no, he screenshot and just sent it to us about like 2 minutes later.
Man, that nigga Googled the answers.
Hey, he sent it pretty quick, but anyways, you can fight over his credibility. Yeah.
Oh, my
Hey, I don't
God.
give a fuck. I'm just fucking with him.
Yeah.
Damn, now I'm thinking
You
about it.
over
Like,
here
damn,
saying
we
you
really
really
didn't
well.
see him. Yeah, I didn't see him take that test either.
It just surprised me. I had no idea.
Oh
like-
my god, man! Like,
That'd be funny if he did Google the answers, though, because that means he is just smarter than Oso.
I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. But now, as Martin said earlier, though, Patrick and I played Xenoverse 2 against each other first time, and I forget how it all started. And Patrick had said that he could beat me, and I'm like, all right, let's go at it. And we were getting online, and Patrick, I remember him complaining about his dad's internet, like because his dad, he's an IT guy, and he got like, I don't know, this firewall that's fucking I don't know, a goddamn supernova apparently can't get friggin' anything through the IP address. I don't know. And but we finally get it working, and I'm looking over at Martin, and I'm actually nervous because I've never seen him play. I've seen him play Call of Duty and shooters, never seen him do a fighting game, and I'm like, shit, I gotta represent. Martin's sitting over there. He has his shoulders a little hunched like he does, and he's like shaking his head back and forth like what he does. He's like really analyzing, and then the
Oh, bro,
match.
because if you would have got your ass whooped by Patrick, you have to leave. I'm just gonna
Oh,
keep it a buck.
oh, Patrick will probably be in this spot, not me. Talking on L7C, it was like life or death. But we started, but we started, and I rushed him, and I started beating the shit out of him. And then what really set it off though was that first match, because we did like 20. That first match was done in like it felt like 20 seconds, or like half a minute. But the moment that set it off was I had kicked him up into the air, and then I teleported to where he was, and I slammed him down. But as he was flying to the ground, I charged a special beam cannon, and as his body bounces off the ground, I cannon his ass, and it kills him. And like, and I'm losing my mind. Martin just, he has his big old, his big old eyes whenever he's in shock, and that's where the special beam cannon now gets the dub of the Patrick Slayer.
Y'all should run it back.
But yeah, then we play a lot more, and Martin knows the record. I forget what the record was.
Patrick
Something
won like 4 times.
like 19-4
Yeah.
against Patrick. So it's like it was brutal.
I'm just saying, y'all should run it back at Sparky.
Well, he'll have a head start on me.
Well, he said he
Yeah,
sucks at
because you know
fighting.
when the game's getting released, so
Bro, that source is. I know they paid for their check. They paid for that blue check. Whoever told you that shit. Just saying. Patrick said he sucks at fighting games, so first-person shooters are where it's at for him.
Well, I guess Fortnite has Dragon Ball in it.
That's crazy.
I was gonna say it. I was like, I guess we
Vegeta's
just go on
like
Fortnite.
the character skin in Fortnite.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's the only character skin I bought.
Damn, you gotta buy that shit. So, but you brought up Sparking. We don't know when that's coming out, but we do know Daima's coming out at the end of near this year, fall, whatever. Which obviously going to have a different feel because he's gone, and I don't really want to get into like. I'm just going to say that these billion-dollar companies, they've had a plan in place. Like they know what they're doing. Like they know these people can't live forever. This stuff's going to keep going. So yeah, I don't really want to go into that jazz of who's going to be running stuff, but we'll see. Diamond will be more interesting. They'll probably start off with a tribute. I mean,
I'm curious about what the manga chapter is going to be like next week.
if they're on, I mean, the first spoilers are going to come out tomorrow. If they're even doing it this month.
Oh yeah.
So,
See if they've hit a postpone yet or not.
but it also came out too that like we said he's been sick for a while, and I told when Mitch brought that up, I was like, another thing we talk about Marvel. It's kind of like Chadwick Boseman's situation that you don't know unless you're in his inner circle, which is perfectly fine. It's just one of those things like, damn, like the circle knew this stuff. Like damn, we don't know how much time we got with him because he's sick, and no one else knows he's sick, and he had all these projects. So I don't know, man.
I'm actually looking at this on the wiki right now. I hadn't heard any of this, but it says here that he died March 1st. Funeral was held privately with only his family in attendance.
Mm-hmm.
Death was announced by the Bird Company 1 week later on March 8th.
Mm-hmm.
And then this line. According to sources close to Toriyama, he had planned to undergo surgery for a brain tumor in February.
This February?
Yeah, February 2024 it says.
So did the surgery not happen, or?
Or I pondered, did the surgery happen and this was complications from that surgery, or did they postpone it or call it off, and that was the worst decision that they could make. Like,
Or if the surgery wouldn't have made a difference.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
good,
Yeah.
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 No, man.
But there was something else that we had seen. Again, I don't have the source in front of me. I don't know if it was true or whatnot, but apparently he had been sick um, for the past year. So like, maybe they knew that this time was coming, and like what Martin said, they kept it, you know, like in their inner circle, and yeah, who knows? But
Do you guys get the super volumes, like the actual books?
um, I did not actually
I have some. I have like
buy
one.
any of the physical copies,
Usually at the end he'll like put like a note, him and Toyotaro will like have like a conversation. Usually they'll talk about like things that Toyotaro will be like, thank you for fixing this panel or whatever, but he'll have like a note to fans.
Mhm.
I can't remember the latest one. Volume 20 just came back like February, so like that's like right before the superhero arc, like the mini arc, or all that
Yeah.
happened. Usually he'll leave a note. I don't think he left anything at the end of that one either. Usually he does it for every single one, so I don't know if there was anything complication wise or not between just that, but typically he'll leave something at the end of it, and I don't think he did.
Oh man, that's crazy. I remember a long time ago putting a little Facebook post with, at that time, my girlfriend, now wife, about trying to teach her Dragon Ball. She has absolutely no idea what's going on, but obviously she knows it's important to me. And now it's like, oh, she has her favorite characters now. Like, I don't know why the fuck she loves Beerus just because he's a cat who just wants to eat and sleep. Like, loves Whis. Like, and then when I show her some of the old stuff, she's like, they were doing this shit back then? I was like, yeah, people were getting holes put through their chest. Like, people were, they used to get real bloody out here.
Yeah, they showed blood back then.
So,
So, anyways, if you guys have moved on from this topic, I apologize. But JJ, to go off what you said, I had only owned one of the manga volumes, volumes 1 through 3 of what's it fucking called, of Z, but I just never went and purchased the physical copies because at the time I was just like, there are other stuff I kind of need to buy. But after his passing, I did think that I do need to go and actually buy the physical copies. So I went to Barnes and Noble, and I won't lie, I took all the shit that they had on their shelf, and
well, you beat someone to it.
they didn't have everything. I felt like last time they did because I went to Barnes and Noble before the superhero movie, last year or 2 years ago, um, and I got some stuff, but I don't know what volume you were referencing there. You said what, 20?
Yeah, 20 is the newest one. I have it up there on my shelf. I just been feeling I'm getting it.
Yeah, this one.
So,
The one with Goku and Bardock on the cover? Yeah. Yeah, so at the very end, typically he does like an interview with Toyotaro,
Yeah.
but I don't remember seeing it at this one. I can't remember if maybe I just missed it. I know he does like a bunch of character illustrations at the end of this one, but I can't remember if there's an interview or not at the end. They just talk about like things they fixed that chapter and what they think they like going forward.
I mean, just want to throw some other things before we close, like just on like cultural impact yet again. Like, my parents only know like one or two things that I actually like in life, and one of them is Dragon Ball Z. Like, I think one of the most simplest tweets that I saw that really like gets people is like, this is the creator who made Goku. Like, you don't even have to know what Dragon Ball Z is or anime is. You have seen Goku. He's in the Macy's Day Parade. If you're a comic book fan, you're in the Goku Superman debate. Like, he's a pop culture icon too. So it's just like, I mean, I think that was one of the simplest tweets. It's like, yeah, this is the guy who made Goku, who died. Everyone's just like, oh shit. Like,
I saw a tweet that made me laugh. It was like, telling your mom this is the guy who created Goku.
Mhm.
Like, like your parents who don't know anything about anime, they think every character is Goku.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like this guy created that guy that you think everybody is, like, and he's dead.
Yeah. And then they talk about the stories like, yeah, I remember, you're coming from the bus stop and he would just throw your book bag. And like even for me, like personally too, like my parents, like, I mean, both my parents were very like chi-chi, like strict. Education's like the only thing that matters. Like and I know a lot of other people's parents were like that too. And it's like, do your homework, homework, do your education. Like that's the only thing that matters. So I know a lot of people's like were like, yeah, Chi-Chi kind of resembles my parents because it's like you're coming home, you're gonna study, even when you're trying to have fun, you're gonna study. Like, so I'm just related on that note. But then they're like, dang, that book bag, when that little apartment we used to have, it used to just go flying, go right to that TV, click the channel, Cartoon Network, it's on. You watch it at 5 o'clock, get out of there before your parents want to watch the 6 o'clock evening news on the one TV you had in the house. So, oh man, it's crazy. Like we've already said, the impact's crazy. I mean, it's impacted all of our lives. It's going to continue to impact our lives. I mean, shit, Mitch is going to be literally back 10 days from now if there is a review in the chapter. So, I mean, the marathon continues, and oh man, it's just weird being at the age that we're losing people who've affected our childhood so much. That's I think that's the tough part. It's like, damn, like especially these past couple years with all these legends. I mean, JJ, you brought up Kobe. I mean, like Kobe passing, and then you go like years later from pop culture, Kevin Conroy, Jason David Frank, like Stan Lee, who a lot of people said like that is the West's equivalent to Toriyama.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's kind of crazy, and he got to 90 something.
Yeah,
Sam. So
died right before our end game, man. So.
Yeah, to see the culmination of his work on a big screen passing away like that, I don't know. The stuff's iconic. It's great. I mean, I'm glad I was able to talk about the stuff with you guys because you're just sitting there by yourself. I'm just like, dang, this shit really sucks. So, and then also seeing people I didn't think knew what the hell Dragon Ball was, like posting stuff about it on my socials. I was like, I went to school with you. I didn't know you knew anything about Dragon Ball. Like, I'm like, all right, well, it is what it is. But that's really all. Anyone else have any final things before we close?
Yeah. Just thank you. Just Toriyama, just thank you for everything.
That being said, thanks for everyone tuning in the live stream. Greatly appreciated. And yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks to listening to us talk about Dragon